Hi everybody, it's Sonia Schofield, makeup artist here. Today I'm going to show you how to do eye makeup for a mature eye and a hooded eye. So I'm 39 years old and I'm 40 in a few months, and I've noticed a few years back that I've had to start changing how I do my eye makeup. So for instance, when I used to put eyeshadow in the crease, you used to be able to see it. But now if I just put it in the crease as I used to do, when I open my eyes, it completely disappears. So I've had to change how I've done that. So I'm going to show you today what products I'm going to use and what techniques I'm going to use to be more flattering for a more hooded, mature eye. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the P. Louise eyeshadow base. This is one of the best ones I've used actually. This is in shade 2. So I'm going to put this on the whole eyelid from the lash line right up to the eyebrow. And can you see how I'm sort of dabbing it in rather than rubbing it? So what this is going to do is it's going to brighten the whole eye area. It's going to eliminate any redness or little veins. And yeah, it's just going to give you a really good blank canvas to put any eyeshadows or liners on. It's going to prolong the wear of your eyeshadow. And you know when you get that little greasy line of eyeshadow and the rest of it disappears, it's going to stop all of that. Right, so can you see how that's just made that side brighter than this one? Right, I'm just going to do the other side now. Okay, so that's both eyes done now. So they say that you can go straight on with eyeshadow after doing this, but I like to do a little step in between. I just like to use a little bit of my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder just to completely mattify it to make sure it's just got that extra little bit more staying power. Just a light dusting of that, nothing too heavy. So from the lash line up to the brow bow, everywhere where we put that eyeshadow base. And the brush I used was a eye blender by Bobbi Brown. So moving on to eyeshadow. So what I was saying before about when you put the eyeshadow in the crease, what we want to do is put it above the crease so that we're still going to be able to see it. So if you look straight forward when you're doing this, the eyeshadow I'm going to take is it's a Christian Dior palette, and it's got some really nice sort of nudie brown colours. I'm going to take the colour that's next to the dark brown one, and I'm just going to put that, if you just look straight forward when you're doing it, so you can see where you're putting that. So it's going above the crease, so you can see it when you're looking straight forward. So we're sort of cheating a crease, really, because when they're hooded, they start to disappear. So I'm just putting a little bit on at a time, taking off excess as I go, so I'm not, going too heavy-handed. And you're going to go in like a windscreen wiper. Once you've got it where you want it, you're really blending it so you can't see any harsh lines. If you can see, that's just kind of giving a bit more subtle shape to the eye. I'm just going to do the same on the other eye now. So this is a Studio 10 brush that I'm using. It's got a fluffy side and on the other end. So I'm just going to use that to just buff those lines really well. Okay, so I'm just going to do the eyebrows quickly. I'm going to do a proper longer eyebrow tutorial, but for now, I'm just going to brush them with a mascara wand brush. So I'm brushing them up and across. And I'm going to use a Studio 10 eyebrow pencil. It's kind of like a really light browny grey colour, which is really good if you've got blonde hair or light brown, even darker brown, it still works. I've used it on ladies with white hair and grey hair. It's a really good colour for lots of different people actually. So I'm just going to lightly go in with little, like little brush strokes, not too heavy-handed. just where it's looking a little bit sparse in areas. If you didn't have any eyebrows at all, then I would have to do a proper eyebrow tutorial to map out exactly where you would go. But for now, for me, I'm just filling in a little bit where it's gappier. I think when you get older, we tend to lose colour in the eyebrows and the eyelashes. So another thing you could do if you have found that is you could have your eyelashes tinted, and then that's going to give you that sort of colour and definition around the eyes. So that could really help. My mum, who's in her 70s, she always gets her eyelashes dyed because her eyelashes are white now, and it just makes a really big difference to her, and it gives the illusion that she's got a liner on. So that's something that's worth trying. Okay, so that's my eyebrows. So you saw at the end I just went through and gave them a brush again just to soften it. We don't want to see any lines at all. So with eyeliner, I'm going to show you what I do. I'm using a Maybelline eyeliner, a gel liner in brown. It's a lot softer than a black. So it comes with a really good brush actually. You can get a really precise line with that if you wanted to, but I'm going to try and do something nice and soft today. So what I'm going to do is tight line, which means I'm going to line in the upper waterline, so under the top lashes. So you have to kind of do that funny face where you make your eyes go really wide, and then you're going to tickle that right underneath into the waterline. This is something that I do on my mum when I do her makeup, because her eyes, sorry mum, are quite wrinkly and hooded. If you try to put eyeliner on the top, it was such a jagged surface, it's not smooth, you can't get that really nice smooth line that you can on a younger eye, but you can certainly get a lot of definition from tight lining. Okay, so I've done both sides now, so just always have some cotton wool on hand. I'm just going to wipe the excess off of that eyeliner off of the brush. So I've got a relatively clean brush now, because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the darker brown shadow and I'm going to do a really soft line across the top of the lashes. You could just stop at just doing this in the waterline if you wanted to, but if you want that extra bit of definition, we can go on to this next step. So I'm just going to take some onto my brush and I'm just going to take it over the top of the lashes. And you don't have to do a very, very exact line, because I'm going to go in with a different brush afterwards and buff it out, okay? And then I'm going to take that same eyeshadow brush that I used before, just make sure that, you know, I've just got on any eyeshadow off onto the back of my hand. And now I'm just going to go over the top of it and buff that in. So rather than having like a harsh line, I've just got a nice soft diffused wash of brown really. It's just going to make the lash line look thicker. There you are. You could just leave that like that now and just have that across the top. Or if you wanted a little bit more definition, we could just do a little bit on the outer corner. So I'm going to take that brush again and I'm just going to go tickling in those roots there. You see, so it just makes the lash line look thicker there, makes the eyes stand out a bit more. And you can just use the other end just to soften it further. And that's it really for the brown eyeshadow around the eyes. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this, the lightest colour, and I'm going to place that underneath the brow bone. Just a little bit. That's going to lift the eye and just give a nice highlight to the arch there. Okay, and moving on to doing mascara. Before you put some mascara on, if you can, try to curl your lashes. This is one by Tweezerman. So just open the clamp, place it onto the roots, and then close the lashes gently don't commit to squeezing too hard until you know that you've not caught the skin. Okay, so now I've got my eyelashes curled. I'm going to go in with mascara. I've got my Studio 10 mascara this time. And this is in black. I think black's just a really good colour on everybody's lashes really. It's the most defining colour that you can use. So for a daytime look, I think one coat is enough. If you're wanting a bit more drama and a bit more volume, then you can do 2 coats. For me, what I'm showing you now is more of an everyday daytime look, so I'm just going to do 1 coat. I've just got a cotton bud there, always got those on hand just in case I make any mistakes. I can just clear it up. So I'm just going to do the other side now. Okay, so the great thing about this mascara is it's double-ended. So the other side, you've got this smaller brush with these tiny little teeth, and what that does is it just makes it a lot easier for you to do the lower lashes, the little shorter lashes. So I'm just going to put 1 little coating of that on. Quite often when the brushes are bigger it can make a right mess, but really nice neat little brush that. Okay, so that's it. That's how I would do a really easy basic everyday look for a hooded eye. I hope that you like this tutorial, so I'm going to do another one for a nighttime more glamorous look. And let me know if you've got any questions. I'm going to leave in the description a list of all the products that I've used for this tutorial today. And as I said earlier, if you want to learn how to do the full face, go and find my tutorial for mature skin. I'll put that in the link as well, and you'll be able to find that a lot easier. Okay, I'll speak to you all soon. Bye!